What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Zoe, No Days Off DFS, here to bring you that first of the year NBA slate breakdown over here on DraftKings. Happy New Year's to everybody. Welcome to the new year. Hopefully this year could be a great, good DFS betting year for everything. Of course, we've already been rolling for the NBA season. NFL, of course, that's wrapping up and everything. But new year, new money, things be made. Whatever your New Year's resolution is, good luck to you on that. But I know what I'm here for. Quick recap of yesterday. Of course, we had a couple of games, a couple of day games, and of course, the 4 games that we had going on at night. If you did not watch my OKC Thunder, go out there and beat the brakes. Granted, the box score is not going to fully show it, but they beat the brakes off of the Minnesota Timberwolves in that third quarter. Go back, just watch the third quarter. That is the only thing that you have to go back and watch of that game in order to understand and sum it up of how that game looked. Shea just catapulting, putting himself up there in regards to the MVP race, ladder, whatever you want to call it. But unanimous right now MVP. I understand Joker still out here putting up triple doubles, all that good stuff. Of course, there's no big man doing it, but the efficiency on which Shea just plays the game, you cannot beat that in what he does. He is also carrying his team and also making the players on his team better as well. So if you got an argument against that, man, just go back and watch that third quarter of the Minnesota Timberwolves versus OKC, and you will just see that defensive intensity, the scoring. It was a barrage. It was crazy, very crazy. But yeah, we hit a couple of slips that I went ahead and I put out yesterday for the games. Definitely did very well over on FanDuel. That was the only site that I actually did play on, was FanDuel. Did not play any Prize Picks, did not play any DraftKings, and then of course I actually didn't get a DFS core or anything put up or out for that, just because of course, you know, it's New Year's, spent the day with the family. But I am back today, gonna have all the content and stuff posted up. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content, and drop a like on this video if this video or any of my other videos help you guys win some money. Definitely continue to help the channel grow. Thank you guys for the past success over this year, and we're gonna just keep it rolling. If you guys sign up for the Patreon, of course, like I said, you're going to get my stuff, but you're also going to get my boy BK, who is continuously putting up his college basketball stuff. As you can see, if you went ahead and you pause the screen, you definitely just got that sauce for free right there. So go back, pause it, get it. He has his bets up for today. He already has his prop plays up for today. You definitely will get that. But again, you can get that right there for just supporting the boys over here. $5, you make your money back within your first week. Heading over to the injury report for today, before we go ahead and dive into DraftKings, decent set of games that we got going on for today. Definitely do like the slate. Do feel like there's going to be some good value and definitely some really good studs that are in some good spots that we can definitely target on. Of course, once again, Orlando taking on Detroit. Anthony Black, game time decision. If Black's in or out, not really going to shake too much. They got Gary Harris back, so not really too worried about there. France, Paolo, they're still out. Detroit, Cage expected to play. Fantakio, he's out. Chicago Bulls, Zach LaVine, again, game time decision, but we've been seeing that over his last couple of games. I'm not too sure if it's more of like a trade possible tag or something like that for Zach at this point, but Zach, game time decision. Biggest thing is Ayo Dosunmu is still out, so that means that guard rotation between Josh Giddey, Kobe White, Lonzo Ball, that's just going to boost up those guys right there. For Washington, Jordan Poole, he is questionable again. He has missed the last 2 games. We do want to keep an eye on that. Bub Carrington, he's also questionable as well. I believe that he played the last game, so I'm not too worried about Bub. For the Pelicans, Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, game time decision. Jose Alvarado, doubtful to play. They're still without B.I. and Zion. Over here on Miami, biggest thing is that Jimmy Butler is back and expected to play today. Duncan Robinson, game time decision. For Utah, they're without John Collins. It's already been ruled out already. New York Knicks, Brunson, he has popped up on the injury report for his calf for like the last 2 or 3 games right now. He's played in every single game. So at this point, he's kind of looking like the AD, hey, we're going to see how you feel, look inside of warm-ups. You're good to go. You're good to go. Not really expecting for him to miss, but if he was to miss, we already know what we will do in that instance if he does. For the Brooklyn Nets, Zaire Williamson, he is questionable to play, but Ben Simmons good to go. That's really the biggest thing. And then Cam Thomas, he's going to be out again today. For Toronto, Grady Dick, game time decision. RJ Barrett, he's also a game time decision. Of course, we do need to know if those 2 are going to be in or out, because I mean, the team kind of does revolve around RJ Barrett at this point, besides Scotty Barnes. Over here for Dallas, Derek Lively, again, still with the Q tag. If Lively misses once again, we already know Gafford's going to get the start spot, decent spot for Gafford to even play anyway. And then for Houston, Tari Eason, he's still dealing with that. And then Amen Thompson, he's serving his 1 out of his 2-game suspension, which I'm surprised they only gave him 2 games. But I mean, if you didn't watch what Amen Thompson did throwing Tyler Hero in that game, that was still that was funny. Still funny. Atlanta taking on Denver. Trae Young expected to play. Dyson Daniels expected to play. Bogdan Bogdanovic is expected to be out. Larry Nance is going to be out for some time. He has surgery. For Denver, Aaron Gordon, he's still going to be out. For the Philly, Andre Drummond, game time decision. Joel Embiid is already being held out for rest for today. Aaron Gordon, game time decision. Kyle Lowry, game time decision. So are the Sacramento Kings. Crowder, game time decision. Keegan Murray is doubtful to play, which honestly really wouldn't matter because Keegan hasn't done anything for this team so far this season. Heading over to DraftKings, the site I play the most on site. If you guys don't got an account, you want one, check the link down in the description below so you guys get that deposit match bonus and join your boy over here on the King. All right, starting out with the Chicago Bulls and Washington team. This game right here, probably just like how last time when we had the Chicago Bulls and Washington on the slate, it was very much game stackable. You can get pieces from either side for them because both of these teams, they're fast paced. They play very little defense. Players being out left and right, that's boosting minutes and stuff for a ton of players. And I do see the upside definitely from getting some pieces. You're going to want to have this, especially since we will have news for Jordan Poole if he's going to be in or out. Zach LaVine, same thing for both of those guys. If Zach was to miss, that's really going to boost in regards to that bench unit and then the scoring load and everything that Kobe White and Vucevic are going to have to take. I'm still going to go under the assumption that Zach is expected to play today. It's his toe. He missed Monday's win over the Hornets. It was probable to play, but if he misses again today, then we kind of know it's going to be a very tight rotation, things of that nature that we should be expecting and looking at for that. So just keep an eye on that. It's the toe. Maybe he's in, maybe he's out. You kind of need your foot, whatnot. But again, if he's going to be out, Vooch 9-1, I do feel like that price is a bit high. But again, I'm going to have to look there. Good matchup going up against Sarr. Jonas Valanciunas coming off the bench. Only going to have to see him for about 20 minutes. But either way, he'll stretch the floor. He knocks down a shot. Not bad at all. I will say Josh Giddey, Kobe White, both those guys, I like them. Definitely, I would come down here and take Kobe White over Josh Giddey, especially if Zach is going to be out. We just saw him going up against the Hornets. Kobe was out there. He was doing everything. Could have had a triple-double in that game. Just needed one more assist. 51.5 fantasy points. And honestly, he was at like 40-something before OT. Josh was able to get to 40 after going to OT. Kobe was already there. So Kobe, the value is definitely there at the 6'9", 100 price tag. Even if LaVine is in, I still like the upside for Kobe White just because they are missing Ayo. So that guard rotation that they normally run out there at the point guard and two guard position is going to be very tight between Josh Giddey, Kobe, and Lonzo Ball. Now, speaking of Lonzo is one of the top value plays on today's slate. 3,800, no Ayo DeSumo. The minutes are ticking up. He's not injured. He's good to go. Unless he goes like here, blows his knee out again. The upside is definitely there for Lonzo because we already know Lonzo plays defense. He can facilitate the ball. If the shot can actually land, if he can actually knock down the three-point shot, things like that, it would be even better value that we would be getting out of Lonzo Ball. But still, 3,800, no Ayo DeSumo. And if Zach misses, love the upside for what we can get from Lonzo, especially just for the fact his minutes are definitely ticking up. Now, looking over here on the Washington Wizards side, I will say, for me, really does depend on if Jordan Poole is going to be in or out because we already got Kyle Kuzma back in that last game, came off the bench. Not too sure if he's going to start here or not, but if Kuz does start, again, it just really messes with the rotation and just the usage of the players. Same thing for if Poole is back. I'm not too sure how to pick and choose from over here on the Washington Wizards side. Now, I will say they are dealing with some Q tags as well. Bub Carrington, we do need to know if he's going to be in or out. It's his head. He did leave the last game. I want to say he got rolled out in a wheelchair or something like that. So he's in concussion protocol. If he's going to be out, that's definitely maybe we could see a couple more minutes for some of their other forwards that they have. Koulibaly, he should see a decent run. Champagny, I would definitely imagine he would get some more run right there. And then maybe a sprinkle of Corey Kispert a bit more for them. So the upside could be there for a couple of those other players. Those would be the main ones that I would focus on. But again, with Poole and everything and Kuz being back, not too sure if we want to look at Brogdon here in this spot at all. And then Poole, 8,400, not really looking there. I have other guards and stuff I could play for on today's slate. Same thing for Kyle Kuzma, 6,400, not even playing 25-ish minutes maybe. I'm not going to play that for him either. Outside of that, Sarr, 58, okay, but he is splitting time with Jonas. If you're going to play one of the centers, you can't play Jonas. You know he's going to play at least about 21, 22 minutes. Good fantasy support per minute producer. Will need his size, especially if Sarr gets in foul trouble. Sarr definitely a cheap, low-owned play that you can go to and play on today's slate. Going over to the Orlando taking on Detroit. You guys already know. Love playing me some Cade Cunningham. Really kind of the main play that I always like to go to. But Looking at Orlando, with all the injuries and stuff that they have and everything listed here today, just depending on how this stuff shakes out, if Anthony Black is going to be out, that should really just vote a lot for Jalen Suggs. Ball back in his hand, the assist upside that Jalen has, we know he can do it. We know he can score, knock down the three ball. I definitely would be having to look to him, especially at the 8,300 price tag. He should be able to pay that off. But I will come down here to the guys that I really do like for the value, especially because the center rotation and things like that is a bit shaky over here, just because a lot of their centers, they're injured. They don't have too many. But Goga, 6,900, that price is just, it's slowly creeping up, but it's rightfully so. The kid has been out there balling. 6,900, decent matchup going against Detroit. We know he can stretch the floor. He definitely doesn't mind going in there and muck it up. The only thing would be Goga just has to keep himself out of foul trouble going up against Jalen Duren and the centers that they have over here. Wouldn't mind going over there to him. If Anthony Black misses, and then we already know they're a little shaky at that guard rotation, and then if Suggs misses as well, KCP, mixing pot of what you can get, but definitely some decent value that we can go to. Wouldn't mind looking his direction. And then of course, Tristan da Silva, if the shot is still falling, if that shot is falling, 4 of 9 from 3 going up against the Brooklyn Nets, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 21 points, 42 fantasy points. Enough said. For 4,900, I definitely will have to have a sprinkler too looking in his direction, depending on what we can actually get for him. Over here on the Detroit side, K10-6, really kind of a bit too expensive for me on today's slate, especially when I have some Dallas value. I got some New York on the slate. You know, we got Toronto, and then of course all the stuff that we talked about in the Chicago game and whatnot. Not looking up there at that 10-6 of K. Very highly will be low owned. But I will say my favorite Detroit player that I can look to today will be Malik Beasley, who can come in, knock down a shot. We know what he's going out there to do. He's coming out there to score, the 3-point upside that we have for him, and then also the boost that we get for him knocking down threes over here on DraftKings is good. Bub Carrington is listed available to play, so we don't have to worry about him being a game time decision leading up to the game. Hopefully, maybe we might get Jordan Poole news in a second. That just flashed across my screen. Over here on the Orlando side, if Black is going to be out, then of course that is going to boost up Cole Anthony and Gary Harris. Both those guys will get a boost for them. And also if Jalen Suggs is going to be out. Looking at the Brooklyn Nets taking on Toronto Raptors, going over here, I will say this should be D'Lo's debut, I would imagine. I haven't seen anything in regards to like minute limitations or whatnot for him. Let's see. Officially cleared suited for Nets for first time since 2018, 2019. It's unclear how his fit is going to roster with them. Point guard, part of the Dennis Cam. I really imagine that D'Lo might just be a part of another bigger trade or something like that. Like that's really what I would imagine that they're going to be doing. I couldn't see bringing him in here for a team that does need to rebuild. You know what you had in D'Lo the first time. I cannot see him coming back and just being a focal point or something for them. Now, if we get word that D'Lo is going to start, that D'Lo is going to play, we already know how players are. Whenever they are traded to a new team, they tend to come out, want to show out, do things like that. I can see D'Lo, especially for the 5,100 price tag, coming out here and doing that. He's already played for the Brooklyn Nets. He knows what's going on over here. I definitely could see the upside. He did not have the best time over there for the Lakers, so hopefully the upside definitely can be there for him. 5,100, definitely a GPP option play. Making one line, I wouldn't play D'Lo, wouldn't strongly advise in going that direction. Now, I will say over here, you definitely can still go to Cam Johnson. You still can mess with Nick Claxton. We still can look to Keon Johnson. All these guys with no Cam Thomas. All of them, the price tag is not bad. Good matchup, decent spot for them to go out here and do what they do. Cam Johnson, he's been playing very well. Trying to get his trade stock up, maybe. Possibly looking to go ahead and deal him. I could see a world where he can, fit decently on my Thunder. Just saying. I definitely would like the upside for that one right there. And then, of course, you got to look to Ben Simmons as your possible play if you want to run something back over here for them. I will say Jakob Poeltl, since he has come back, he's looked decent, back in the rhythm and flow of what he was, getting his 30-ish minutes a game. Wouldn't mind going to Jakob. I can see myself getting there. And then, depending on if RJ Barry is in or out, if he's in, I do like RJ as a decent stud. Think he can go low owned on today. Do we know the upside's there? The scoring, the rebounding, this, like, he's doing everything. Stuff in the stat sheet. Usage is high and through the roof. Definitely warrant that 9,300 price tag. Love the upside for that. Outside of him, the one value that I did find over here that I felt was actually pretty decent was, where are you at, Walker? Oh, there it goes. Was going to be Jacoby Walker, just because he is seeing decent minutes in the 20-ish range. He is a mixing pool of what can actually go out there and get you. 3,000, not a bad price tag that we can go ahead and pay for him. I do like the upside for a decent spot for him in this. Going over to Miami, take on the New Orleans Pelicans. The big thing here is Jimmy Butler. If he's starting, minutes limit, what's his role, what's going on with that? That's the big thing that got to know what's going on over here. If Jimmy is coming off the bench, I like Bam, I like Hero, both those guys. This is a good matchup going up against the Pelicans. They play fast. They definitely have been scrappy, keeping games pretty close. I can imagine that they'll be able to do that. Miami Heat, we know they play somewhat slow, but at the same time, they are allowing teams to go out there and do what they do. I would imagine that Hero's going to want to come out here and show that he got a little fight to him after getting his behind slung around in the last game going up against the Houston Rockets. Jesus, how did I forget that? So definitely do like Hero here, 8,500. We have been attacking with opposing guards going up against the Pelicans all season. I'll go right back to Tyler Hero. Love the upside for what we could possibly get for him here. Bam Adebayo, opposing centers. We've constantly gone at that over there going up against the Pelicans. Love the upside for what he can do. Jimmy Butler, not really gonna mess with him here. Definitely got to see what's going on with that for him. But outside of Jimmy, depending on if he starts or if he doesn't, I do like Highsmith, 4,100. He's been getting the start. He's been looking very good out there. Definitely trying together some really good games. Again, that has been without Hero being out there, and then Jovic, him as well, 4,200. Both of these guys, they have been balling, but I understand it is a mix of pot of what you can actually get for these guys over here on the Miami Heat. Really, I would just stick with the studs if I was to mess with anything over there. On the Pelican side of things, again, like I said, they're scrappy. They have been going out here. They've been keeping games pretty close. Big thing for them is going to be their bigs, their guards in Trey Murphy and Herb Jones. Both these guys play some pretty good defense, can knock down some shots. 35 fantasy points in that last game going up against the Clippers. 6 of 10, 2 of 3 from 3, 2 steals, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Love the upside right there for what we can actually get for Herb Jones. Same thing for Trey Murphy. The dude, he has a streak right now. This is a betting prop pick right here if you want to take it. He has a streak dating all the way back to last season, apparently, where he has hit at least 2 threes in every single game that he has played. So if you're looking for a simple, you want to ride the train just like LeBron James for at least 10 points, same thing for Trey Murphy. 2 threes, 2, that's it. I'll take it. I'll go ahead and I'll take the cash on that. I'll bite. I'll look at that right there. That'll definitely be a play that I can consider for today. Utah taking on the New York Knickerbockers. I will say this should be, again, fantasy goodness in this matchup, this position, this spot. Really for us, New York should be able to go out here and do what they want to do in this game, if I'm being honest. The matchup is there for Karl-Anthony Towns, for Hart, for Bridges, for OG. I mean, the whole starting lineup has really good spots. I will say you pay attention to the bench, Precious Achiuwa, Miles McBride, both those guys, they look good. The upside is definitely there. If I have to rank the starters over here for the Knicks, I will say OG, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, Brunson. And then Towns, just because Towns is 10-4, I really kind of don't feel like I have to pay up for a crazy price for a center on today. And knowing Towns, he probably will get himself into foul trouble going up against Walker Kessler. Last game, 32 points, 52.75 fantasy points in 32 minutes going up against the Washington Wizards. Not bad, but I will say 10-4, that is crazy that they bumped his price up that much. That really is kind of crazy. Over here on the Utah side of things, I will say Keontae George, don't mind him. We have been able to play opposing point guards going up against New York. That's been a decent spot that we've been able to attack. So Keontae George and Jordan Clarkson, both those guys, like the upside for them here in the spot. Colin Sexton, not going to mess with him. I actually do think he's going to get some very good defensive assignment stuck to him, so I'm not going to mess there with that. I will say Laurie, this could possibly be a tough matchup. I can see another under on his PRA. If they put his PRA at like a 32, 35, I definitely could see taking the under again here, just because that forward matchup for him, it should definitely be tough going up against the New York Knicks. So I could see definitely taking an under right there. And then last but not least, with Collins being out, you kind of don't have to look at it, but I will go ahead and point it out. Just for the forward position, Johnny Jazang got the start last time, went out there, he played 23 minutes, 21.5 fantasy points. Don't mind looking towards him as a possible play if you're looking for another crazy deep value. And then I'm not even going to attempt to say brother's name at all. There goes your other value play you can look to. Not even gonna try. Dallas taking on Houston. Looking at this game right here, battle of the Texas. Again, Luka, we already know. Kyrie, hopefully he's back here for this game. It's going to be Kyrie, Clay, Spencer Dinwiddie, all these guys right here in contention to play. PJ Washington, this could be a decent spot for him to go out there, and he was hot last game. 41.5 fantasy points, 28 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks, 1 steal. Looked very good. 38 minutes going up against the Kings. Can he reproduce that for me? I could definitely take a stab at it. Wouldn't mind looking towards him as a possible play. If Lively's going to be out, then of course you got to consider Gafford. You don't have to play Gafford, especially with some of the other sins we have on today's slate, but I will go ahead and consider him. If he's in or out, I do like Shango. I do think 9,500, not a bad price tag. Been playing very consistent. Rebounding is there. Playmaking is still there. Defense is somewhat there. And then of course the points, they're there as well. So can look to him. Jabari Smith Jr. would be a GPP option that you can take from over here on Houston. And then outside of that, maybe I can consider Dylan Brooks, Freddie V, any of these guys, possible plays I could see taking the upside, especially no Luka or anything like that. I hope you guys enjoyed that lovely cameo by my wife. But yeah, outside of that, really not too much really to like from the quote unquote late hammer that we have. All right, guys, hopefully you guys are able to get something from this. Went over all the games on the 6-game slate that they have over here on DraftKings. Good luck to everybody. Again, Happy New Year's. Definitely hit the subscribe button. Join the No Days Off family. It's going to be a very good year for us, and I hope that you guys are along for the ride. Good luck. Peace.